Browns at Ravens, Sunday, 1 o'clock, M&T Bank Stadium. Lots of trash talk. All of that comes to a head on Sunday. Both teams trying to avoid an 0-2 start. So we'll each give a thing to watch and make our picks. So, Mary Kay, what are you watching and what are you picking?
Well, I am watching Joe Flacco going back to Baltimore for the very first time. He's going to be emotional. He's going to be so hyped up. He's got still some friends on that team. He's got teammates on the Cleveland Browns that want to go out and win this for him as well as themselves. And he's going to have at least 30 friends and family members there in the stands and 70,000 fans that loved him when he played there for 11 years. So I'm watching Joe Flacco, how he handles this. And it would be a great story if we got to the end of the game and we were able to write the story of Joe Flacco going into Baltimore and beating those incredible odds of being 11 and a half point underdogs and winning there in Baltimore. That would be a fun story to write. Unfortunately, I don't think that's a story I'm going to be writing. It just seems like a really, really tall order. They're going into a hornet's nest. The Ravens are coming off of that loss to the Bills where they just blew it in the last little over 4 minutes of the game. So they're going to want to win this one. They're going to be loaded for bear. The Browns are trash talking. I'm going Ravens 27-17.
Ashley, what are you watching? What are you picking?
Well, I do think it's going to be a closer game than the 12 and a half point. I'll use Miles's number than the 12 and a half point line that Vegas has for this game right now. But I'm with Mary Kay, and a big reason why is I felt like this at the beginning of the week, and even though the way the Browns have been talking, even though they feel so confident, there's football reasons for me to still want to go with the Ravens. How explosive their offense is really the main thing. Look, I think we could do potentially have the ability to come away from this game feeling much better about this defense. I think it's going to be a huge game for Grant Delpit, not just bringing Derrick Henry down, but also Lamar Jackson, maybe using him to spy, and Carson Schwetzinger. So those are the two guys I'm watching and my thing to be watching. And I'm going to go Ravens 24, Browns 22.
Okay, my thing to watch. Look, I said on a podcast earlier this week, Orange and Brown Talk podcast. Look for it on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I said that I was happy to see some fight from this Browns team. That I wanted to see some fight from this Browns team. So yeah, they talked a little trash. Yes, they said some things that, well, I guess we'll see if they regret them on Sunday. But I was happy coming out of that Bengals game to see a little fight from this Browns team. All of that being said, I'm also going to pick the Ravens to win this football game. I'm going to pick them to cover as well. But I don't think it's going to feel like a blowout. I think it could be one of those games that is close for 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters, and then the Ravens get a cheap touchdown late, maybe a defensive score, something like that, as the Browns are trying to make a play late. So I'm going to pick the Ravens to win this game 24-12. I will say this though, with that line, with that money line number, all of that, this Browns team, it feels like they feel like they can go in there and win. So if they do, Mary Kay, you might get to write that fun story anyway. And if she does, you get to read it at cleveland.com/Browns.